Over the last few years, OnePlus has mastered the formula of making some great smartphones at prices that are hard to beat. And the all-new OnePlus 6 builds on the same momentum. It's got a new design, it's more powerful, the cameras are improved, and yes, it's a little pricey. So is OnePlus 6 the phone you should rush to buy? Let's find out. What's up guys, this is Rupesh from Beebom.com and this is our OnePlus 6 review. Before we get started, like always, I'd suggest you to hit the bell icon to make sure you don't miss out on any of our future awesome videos. Also, this video has been brought to you by AppMatch, an app recommendation service that suggests apps based on your interests. Now then, let's get started. As we've already seen, the OnePlus 6 brings an all-new glass design, and no, it's not for wireless charging, which is weird because almost all glass phones out there support wireless charging. Anyway, this is the mirror black variant and it looks really premium. I know the mirror black variant is glossy and attracts fingerprints, but it looks really good and is a pleasure to hold. Until it gets dirty. Look, you kind of have to clean it every 2 minutes or something. But once you clean it up, I mean, look at it. The glossy glass design also means that the phone is slippery. I mean, I'm always scared about dropping it because, well, glass phones have earned that reputation, haven't they? But the good thing is, if that's a problem for you, you can always go for the midnight black variant. While all of that is well and good, the most debated thing about the OnePlus 6 is the notch. Well, the debate is never going to end, but if you ask me, I have gotten used to the notch. And honestly, sooner or later, we'll all have to get used to the notch. I mean, rumors suggest that most phones this year will come with a notch. So we don't have a choice but to accept the notch, unless we see phones like the Vivo Apex become a norm. Plus there's an option to hide the notch here, and since it's an AMOLED display, it just blends in perfectly. Moving on, the OnePlus 6 is water resistant. I mean, there's no IP rating, but OnePlus says it's daily water resistant, which kind of annoys me. I mean, if you're putting water resistance on your phone, at least certify it. The term daily water resistant is just pretty lazy. Anyways, this means that the OnePlus 6 should be safe in case of light rainfall or a few drops of water, but don't take it swimming just yet. Also, the buttons are great, the alert slider is on the right, which makes sense because it's easier to access, and the fingerprint scanner is rectangularish now. It was awkward to use at first, but I've gotten used to it. Plus, it's really fast, so that helps. There's also the USB-C port and the headphone jack. To sum things up, the OnePlus 6 has a great design, but that is if you're okay with the notch. Now let's talk about the display that looks really good, all thanks to an almost all-screen front. It's a 6.28-inch Full HD Plus Optic AMOLED display and it looks really good. I mean, the color reproduction is great, the viewing angles are good, and it's very bright, so sunlight visibility is on point. Also, if you don't like the colors on the display, OxygenOS gives you an option to adjust the color calibration, which is really cool. All things considered, I really love the display on the OnePlus 6. I mean, even with the notch. There are just no complaints there. I mean, watching movies on this display makes up for a great experience. But do the speakers on the OnePlus 6 complement the experience? Well, there are no stereo speakers here, which is sad, but the speakers on the OnePlus 6 are loud enough, and I like the fact that the sound does not distort even at max volume, so I guess it's decent enough. Next up, we have the cameras, which have undergone quite a few upgrades. The OnePlus 6 packs in a 16 megapixel f1.7 plus 20 megapixel f1.7 camera setup on the back. I know it sounds like the same camera from the OnePlus 5T, but there's OIS now, and the sensor is now larger. Enough specs though, let's check out what the cameras can do. As you can see, the photos from the OnePlus 6 have great colors, great detail, and decent dynamic range. The colors at times do seem a bit oversaturated, but I think it's fine. In low light, the OnePlus 6 captures a lot of light. Plus the colors are amazing and the photos have incredibly low noise. Here's one of my favorite photos because it was a moving shot and yet OnePlus managed to capture things perfectly. Compared to the OnePlus 5T, the OnePlus 6 cameras do seem better. Here are a few comparison shots. Overall, I think the OnePlus 6 camera captures great photos. Then there's portrait mode, which is kind of a mixed bag. The portrait mode here takes decent photos, especially in good light. But I don't like how the camera just smoothens out the details on the face. Also, the edge detection can be a little finicky. The problems persist in low light portrait mode shots too. Don't get me wrong, the portrait mode photos from the OnePlus 6 are decent, especially in good light, but don't expect much in low light. Moving on to videos, the OnePlus 6 captures 4K at 60 fps, so I tried it out. And well, the video looks really great even though it's not as stable as I'd like. Plus there are problems focusing. I also tried out 4K at 30 fps and it has this weird problem. No matter how straight you keep the phone, the video is somehow always tilted. I have no idea what's wrong here, but hopefully OnePlus fixes it. Honestly, if you want stable, nice looking videos from the OnePlus 6, just shoot at 1080p. I mean, look at this. It's just way better than what you get in 4K. There's also super slow-mo video support, which is not as super because, hey, it's shooting at 480 frames per second, while super slow-mo on S9 and P20 Pro captures 960 frames per second. That's double. Having said that, the super slow-mo on OnePlus 6 brings a few advantages, like the ability to shoot 60 seconds of super slow-mo and choose which part to slow down. Here's a super slow-mo video we shot. Well, it looks cool, but this only works when there's ample light. Let's talk about the front camera now. On the front, there's a 16 megapixel f2.0 camera and it's pretty great. The selfies taken in good lighting have great detail. I mean, let's just zoom in on the face here. See? Also, the dynamic range is brilliant. In low light, the photos are fine, but the face just seems smoothened out due to noise. There's no portrait mode here, but OnePlus says it's coming very soon. Overall, the cameras on the OnePlus 6 are great. I mean, the portrait mode is average, just like on the 5 and 5T. But apart from that, the cameras on the OnePlus 6 are pretty good. And if you want to take an in-depth look at the camera of the OnePlus 6, do make sure to check out our camera review from the link in the description down below. Also, we will be putting the OnePlus 6 against other flagships, so stay tuned for that. Along with the great cameras, the OnePlus 6 also comes with great hardware on board. It's got top-of-the-line specs including the Snapdragon 845 and up to 8 gigs of RAM, which should translate into insane performance. And well, you guessed it, it does. The OnePlus 6 handles anything you throw at it. I mean, heavy games like PUBG Mobile, Marvel Future Fight and Asphalt 8 don't even make this phone break a sweat. And since there's 8 gigs of RAM, multitasking on this phone is a breeze. I just love it. Honestly, I haven't faced a single stutter or lag on this phone, which is also due to Oxygen OS on board, which is a bug-free and smooth experience. OnePlus 6 comes with Oxygen OS on top of Android 8.1 Oreo, and I like it. Oxygen OS is basically stock Android with added features, and I really appreciate that. I mean, I really like the features on OnePlus's skin. For instance, there's Face Unlock, which is really fast and works even in the dark thanks to the assistive lighting feature. Beware though, it can blind you. There's also the native app locker, the cool dark theme, some handy gestures and a lot more. There are also iPhone X-like gestures here, which I'm not a fan of. I mean, the swipe up to home gesture is nice, but the multitasking gesture kind of feels slow. Other than that, Oxygen OS handles the notch really well, and it's not just Oxygen OS. I even found third-party apps and games working well with the notch. There was one exception, that was the WhatsApp status feature, but I think there should be an update soon. Coming back to Oxygen OS, it's an Android skin that looks good and works really well. Plus, OnePlus is fixing the Android updates problem. I mean, Android P Beta is already available for the OnePlus 6, which is just amazing. Speaking of amazing, dash charge. OnePlus's charging technology is no doubt the fastest of them all. In fact, we even saw that in our ultimate fast charging battle video. The OnePlus 6 goes from 15 to 70% in just half an hour and charges fully in just around 1 hour and 15 minutes. It's awesome. It's a 3300 mAh battery here, like the 5 and 5T, and when it comes to battery performance, the OnePlus 6 performs fairly well. I mean, starting my day at 100%, the OnePlus 6 would be around 40% by the end of the day on moderate usage, which involved me making calls, texting, playing some games, and using social media. Even on heavy usage, when I took a lot of photos and videos, the phone lasted me for around 12 hours, which I'd say is pretty great. So that was pretty much everything about the OnePlus 6. But there are a few other questions that you guys asked us related to the OnePlus 6, so let me just answer them really quickly. Does the OnePlus 6 have NFC? Yes, it does. Does it have dual 4G support? Yes, we checked and it does. Does it have treble support? Yes, it has. So that was it. Coming to the most important question now. Does the OnePlus 6 bring in more value for more money? Well, in my opinion, yes it does. I mean, the OnePlus 6 is offering a premium design, top-end hardware, amazing software, decent battery, and some great cameras. Now, all of that for a starting price of Rs 35,000. So, while it is costlier than the 5T, it's definitely worth the price. Just think about it, what's the competition? The Pixel 2, well, that has a Snapdragon 835 and a bland design. The S9 does have the Snapdragon 845 but comes with the Experience UI and costs almost 55,000 rupees. There's also the new Honor 10, which I'm yet to test, but I'm not a fan of EMUI or the new flashy design. So I will take the OnePlus 6 over it any day. So should you buy the OnePlus 6? Well, if you're looking for a new phone, the OnePlus 6 is a no-brainer. It's a phone worth recommending. Now let's talk about AppMatch, an app recommendation service that has a variety of quizzes you can take and get recommendations accordingly. Let's try out this cryptocurrency quiz. So I can just answer these questions and at the end the website suggests the best coin according to my preferences. Here's what my coin says. Instant transactions, fees under a penny, the first thriving decentralized autonomous governance structure in the world. We consider Dash to be the most promising project in crypto. Okay, that's cool. Plus there are a bunch of recommended apps related to cryptocurrency. Along with that, AppMatch also has a new ad platform for app developers that can help them reach new users. A link with more info is in the description down below. Well, that was our OnePlus 6 review, but what are your thoughts about it? Will you be upgrading to the OnePlus 6 or you'll be waiting for the OnePlus 6T? Tell us your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends who are looking to buy the OnePlus 6. Lastly, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.